This is the boat of Peter the Great, also known as the grandfather of the Russian Navy. It is one of the symbols of St. Petersburg. And this is Peter himself during the Great Embassy in European countries. He was determined to carry out fundamental reforms in the country, and he basically created a new state, the Russian Empire. Alongside with the new empire, Peter built a new capital. St. Petersburg became a so-called window to Europe, a city with a Western lifestyle, with facades like in the Netherlands and canals like in Venice. But how did Peter manage to build all of this without living in the period of scientific progress? That's right. He had invited those who were able to start it in his country, the best minds of enlightened Europe. Together with the world-famous architects, the best mathematicians of the time came to St. Petersburg: Daniel and Nicholas Bernoulli, Christian Goldbach, Jacob Hermann, and many others. These gave rise to the first Academy of Science, which quickly gained great popularity among the scientific community as it provided favorable conditions for scientific pursuits. The most famous member of the Academy was Leonhard Euler, who was invited by Bernoulli, and he arrived in 1727. The range of his work is impressive, from graph theory, series theory, differential equations to optics, astronomy and other things. Here, his research determined the course of the world of mathematics and laid the foundation of Euler path of the St. Petersburg School of Mathematics. The next leap in the development of mathematics and science in general that took place in St. Petersburg is associated with the reign of Catherine the Great. In the second half of the 18th century, on her initiative, many military and engineering universities were opened. These allowed future engineers to have erected unprecedented monuments of architecture, and the military to have won the war, having been in Paris. Since then, science has only grown. The first mathematical schools were created. Math students discover new theorems and equations. The Russian Empire becomes a true superpower. But time changed cities, people, and countries. In 1934, the first Soviet Olympiad in mathematics takes place in Leningrad. Since then, it was held there every year, with only one exception. The Siege of Leningrad, which began on September the 8th, 1941. The country needed new technologies, so all the attention was given to the defense industry. Vladimir Fock, together with other members of the university department, complied ballistic tables. A group of scientists, including Kantorovich, was calculating the strength of ice on the lake Ladoga to determine if the food trucks could cross the lake safely. The war brought enormous damage to the science in Leningrad. The Pulkovo Observatory was almost completely destroyed. Many scientists have died. But right after the war, the mathematical life in the city began to recover, thanks to the great enthusiasm of the people. There was now a demand for new discoveries in the country in such fields as space exploration, manufacturing and the military. In 1960, many mathematical schools were founded, whose graduates are members of the mathematical community today. Many of them are the Fields Medal laureates, the most prestigious mathematical prize in the world. Grigory Pellerman proved the Poincare conjecture, which is currently the only millennium problem that is solved. Stanislav Smirnov proved the conformal invariance of two-dimensional percolation and the Ising model in statistical physics. And just like you, they are former participants of international mathematics Olympiads. This means that among you, future winners of international awards are present.